Awesome. Into the game we go. This is game number 4. Power versus Fastloss. The first game went to Fastloss. Power then took the next 2. So, what's going to happen this time? We are seeing no lineup changes from either team. Or is that a second AMX-90? No, they've always been AMX-90s, yeah. Okay, so yeah, no lineup changes for them. But Power have gone to the T50-2 Sturmpanzer 2 T2 Light as a counter to the Chaffee. So basically we have an extra T69 and the T50-2 instead of the Chaffee, and it's almost the same sort of layout. I would put the favor in Power's court for lineup, just purely on the extra fighting power. Sorry, actually no, it's too close to call, because the Chaffee gives you extra fighting power, but so does the T69. So I'm not sure who we could say is in the advantage from lineup here. Very similar, and if they play to their strengths, either one could come out on top. So let's see what they try to do with it. We have a very defensive formation here from Fastloss. If you see here, they have the T2 Light guarding any stragglers, but I don't know why he's there, because the two AMX 1390s are guarding this pass right now. So right now he's being utterly useless. We have the AMX 5100 in the middle and the Chaffee with him, with the T69 guarding the pass just in case anyone tries to get up there. The Sturmpanzer are doing the same. However, the T2 should really be over here, because the Sturmpanzer could get killed from anyone who moves up there. So yeah, but this formation is very interesting to say the least. Soplak is the AMX-90 that's at the front of the fort here, so if anyone gets hit, it'll be him first for Fastloss. And he is actually well covered in the bushes. Now, one thing to note about light tanks, guys, if you didn't know, they don't lose their camo value for moving. All the other classes lose their camo value for moving. So light tanks, it's always advantageous to drive through bushes on the approach to people, because you'll maximize your camo value regardless of you moving or not. Whereas medium tanks and heavy tanks need to be stationary and can't really bush hop. You can as a light tank. And there's Totalizer spotted in his T50-2 in his base. Very interesting there. If that gives us any information of what Power are doing, it might scream to me that they've got no one here and they're just making sure that they're not getting rushed, because why else would the T50-2 be back in base? So that gives me a feeling that Power are all over in the west, because they found no one from Fastloss. They found no one from Fastloss over there, so they need to know where they are and have instead come over. So in other news, I'm starting to learn a little bit of Russian, because, well, I need to recognize the words as people are speaking to each other. I now know what ready is, and I know what hello is, and I know what bitch is. So, Privyet, get off, and suka. So there's 3 words really important to learn from Russian. So say it after me: Privyet, or Privyet, Gotov, and suka. They're the 3 words you need to be able to pretend you speak Russian. In the meantime, we have a camp going on in the middle with the Chaffee looking out over the hills. We also have Wabante looking in the rear for the guarding force, and the T2 Light is there. Really does scream to me that Power are all over in the West Hills, because if the T2 Light is down here and the T50 is here, that means the rest of them are in the hills. So we are guaranteed to know where they are now. The T2 Light now is in a good position where the Sturmpanzer has come down, knowing that they've secured the entire position here. I'm surprised the AMX 1390 hasn't gone and captured the base to allow the Sturmpanzer to get to a position down here. Then he'll be able to fire over into the hills in a much better position. But the T2 Light at 3 HP, I was about to say, gets away, but John S.H. with an amazing shot from the Chaffee takes him down. So, I've actually seen a lot of people try and use these hills during the latest games. They are reachable. As you can see, a lot of the area is reachable, but it's a bit of a trick. It's quite funny during matchmaking, but in professional play you just get stranded. You can't get out. If you're spotted there, you can't really get off it without dying, and so it's really more of a one-trick pony. If you put your artillery out there, if it's spotted, it's dead, and in matchmaking it's quite fun, but other than that it's not really viable. We're having a bit of a standoff here where Power don't want to move in from the hills, but Fastloss don't want to move out of the east side either. As we follow John SH in his chaffee down the far east, and we're going to find out what he's got planned for them here. Maybe he's trying to ambush the T-50-2. And there he goes, he does find the T-50-2, who spins on the spot, trying to engage him. First shot connects, great shooting there from John SH. The artillery misses though, and Totalizer realizes he's under a big threat and tries to get away. John SH wants to make that not happen, but if he raises his head above there, there's a good chance Crossfire will come from the hills there and take him down. Power still haven't released their hand. They don't want to show where everyone is. Just Cool has been spotted. He is in defensive position, and John SH avoids the artillery shot with no damage whatsoever. Absolutely fantastic play for him. However, his luck runs out and he does get a shot to the face. And now he decides that he's not going to poke forward, but again we have Fastloss camping. I'm surprised to see that they are so uncertain of what to do here. They know where all the enemies are. They're in this entire position here. So have such a concentration here, to me, is a bit mind-boggling. I'm not entirely sure why they're doing that. It's just not me to question them. However, it doesn't feel like they're getting much use out of them there. Just Cool though is being lit up. I don't know if he realised where he's being spotted from. And in fact, I'm not entirely sure where he's been spotted from. But Spline and Soplek are moving forward, and John SH was the one who spotted him down there. And I'm not sure what they're going to do, because if they push up here, they're going to receive a ton of damage from the hills over here. You can see the hills here. They'll be able to get some great crossfire across the map if they decide to engage. So I'll be very, very, very surprised if they do. In the meantime, the increased popularity for the T69 since the introduction of the American autoloaders has really made the autoloaders dominating force in World of Tanks competitive scene, and it's a bit of a shame really, because you just rarely see normal tanks, non-autoloaders these days. I'm not sure if that's just the metagame or if it really is the best. I'm actually hoping to see a few teams turn up without autoloaders and defeat autoloader teams, but I'm obviously very inexperienced, and I'm sure every pro out there knows better. But we have Just Cool and Zloy there, ready to be defensive, and what a great approach! Such smart, intelligent play here from the two. However, that's not going to work, as Zixi knows exactly where he's going. Even though he's not spotted, there's only one spot they could have possibly gone, and Soplek is going to go down. If you look at the angle there, he is able to be hit only ever so just slightly. And if he's not hit next by the shot, the artillery is going to get him. Just so finish with a sentence, it happens. The T-50-2 in the meantime is going to take out the T2 Light in the base, which means that Fastloss are in a huge position right now, hugely disadvantaged position, and if they die right now, they are out, and they lose their 3 points here today. And we have Fastloss taking huge amounts of damage here, losing an AMX-90 and their Chaffee to their attack into thing, and Spline then takes up the fight in the same position. I'm really surprised at that, considering the artillery knows exactly what they're doing, and so do the rest of them. So we have IHD here with no real support, as the AMX 5100, Wanabante up there is now having to fight Zloy, but Zloy's getting shot in the rear by IHG, and if IHG can take out Zloy, that's actually really huge. Yes, he does. Power are now not so good, not so comfortable position, as the Sturmpanzer also gets a kill taking out the T50-2. Very good shooting there by John Len, and it ends up in a draw. I want to make sure the time actually did run out on that. That was a draw, right? Right? Yeah, it was a draw. It was a draw. Wow. So we're going down to the last game. If Power can't take this next game, then it will be a 2-2 draw. Fast Loss could still bring it back and only gain 1 point, but it's better than gaining 0. That's for sure. Remember, guys, that the live games will be starting in half an hour, so this will be the last replay cast of tonight, and I will be uploading them to YouTube straight away. So we'll continue on with Abbey. I have the rest of them already prepped to go for round 4, so you should have some constant content for the next few days. We'll then finish off the last of this round and round 4. I think there's like 3 games to cast of round 4. Once they're all done, we'll move straight on to round 5 and try and catch up as fast as we can. Replay cast in theory is a lot faster than usual casting because we don't have to wait for the tanks or the players to get ready, and there's no big breaks in between. When we do it live, generally speaking, there's like a half an hour break between the sets where there won't be any of that, so we should be saving an hour or 2 per game. I'm hoping to get 2 sets a night done. I will be casting them, but they will be live and with no delay because, well, you don't need a delay on replay casts. Cool.